That's the Franciscan Priory at Pantassath, and today we're going to follow the pilgrim's route down the ancient Ridgeway and into Holywell to the Holy Well, and then on to Basingstoke Abbey. And we're taking with us our cameras. Let's go! I've left the road behind and I'm ascending the Ridgeway. And it's interesting to think of how many people have made this pilgrimage over the years, and you can still do it now. And the great thing about this walk, except for this little bit here, is that it's downhill all the way. So it's downhill from here all the way to Holywell, and then from Holywell down almost to the coast to Basingstoke. I don't know if you can hear them. There are buzzards in the wood. They don't like me being here. Well, it wouldn't be Wales without sheep, would it? Well, we're definitely on the Ridgeway now because I can actually see across to Snowdonia, and the other way I can see across to England, the Wirral, aerial views of the River Dee and the Irish Sea. So you can understand why the Ridgeway was important. Just hope my jeans protect me from these nettles. Man, it's the end of the season, they may not have the same bite. Oh dear, there's a nice birch here, it's just going to decapitate me. I'm going to have to duck, I think. Forgot about my bag. All part of life's rich tapestry. You may be able to see where I am. Excellent. So calm down here out the wind. This is my titanium camping cup. Just checking whether it smells of meths. This is my little stove, and if I take it apart, it's got an O-ring in there, so it's quite hard to undo. It's actually got meths in it. It's got a lovely smell of meth. I've always liked the smell of meth. A little bit of grass. There we go. Yeah, that's worked. So the old grass trick, haven't done that since I was, well, I was never a Boy Scout, but you know what I mean. Okay, next task. Let's get the water on. It's getting there. I wonder, should I try my other toy? Which is this. Time for full disclosure. Cock up in the catering department forgot the little stand. But you know, a Boy Scout has to be resourceful, so I've got a few bits of flint and stuck them in there. Better than a camping gas thing or a jet boil. There's no rush, just take your time. Soak up the atmosphere. Down here in the quarry, no wind. Absolutely brilliant little place. Waiting for your billy to boil. Waltzing Matilda. I wonder what the Welsh is for Waltzing Matilda. Oh, that'll do. Oh, steam my glasses up. Okay, let's see what happens. And in the absence of a spoon, we're going to have to improvise. Yes, this is the sort of things that made Britain great. Look at that. Look at that. Dr. Beaker would be proud of that. Going to take my litter home with me. Got a little bag. See? Little bag. In case you're wondering how it gets put out, I'm just going to use the snubber. And that's it. That's it. She's out. It won't take long to cool down now either, the whole thing to go in my pocket, which is interesting. I'm just coming up to the woods, and the side of the woods is a lane, and down the lane takes me to the old A55, which I'll cross, but I don't think I'll bore you with that bit. It's a bit steep, nice track. I think it's easier for me to walk in the grass in the middle. I've come to a parting of the ways. I'm going to go that way. Still in the wood. It's a little bit boggy in here. Maybe I can get round it. I've got my boots on, so I should be okay. Right. All right. We negotiated that. It's quite good being out here. It's good in the wood. As we're walking down to the Holy Well, I thought I'd tell you the story in a nutshell about Saint Winifred, or Gwenfrewi. It's like this. She was a virginal Catholic princess. Didn't want anything to do with men, wanted to devote herself to the spiritual life. Unfortunately, she was quite a fit babe and she had lots of admirers. And one of them was the local gadabout called Prince Caradoc. And he was, you know, the flash lad. He had the equivalent of an XR3i. It was a white charger, sword, big helmet, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, he decides he's going to seduce the Virgin Princess, and she's not having it. There's no way on this earth that she's going to mount his white charger. So, how does he respond? Like all of these medieval princes, with absolute rage. He draws his sword and with a mighty swipe, lops off her head. Now, her head falls to the ground, but the chronicles do not relate whether it bounced. But I don't think it did bounce, because at that second, up bubbled a miraculous stream. And when you're a dead princess lying on the ground, you can do with every miracle you've got. Now, it just so happens, if you're a decapitated Welsh princess lying on the ground, what you really want is a wandering saint to come. And better still, if that wandering saint happens to be your Uncle Bino. Now, if you don't know what Bino is, I don't know where you've been for the last millennium. He's one of the biggies in the Welsh canon of saints. He's the biggest in the communion in North Wales. And what he does, he looks at his kinswoman, he's desperately sorry, he intercedes with the good Lord, and he says, please Lord, bring her back to life. Using the holy water, interceding with God, does the trick, she comes back to life. All she's got to show for it is a thin white line of scar tissue around her neck. Now, I suppose you're wondering what happened to bad Prince Caradoc. Well, it's very satisfying really, because the ground opens up and swallows him. So we're probably walking on the bugger now. Well, I'm outside St Winifred's Holy Well, the Holy Well of Holywell, my hometown, and it's interesting, isn't it? Because it's been a shrine for, I think, 1,000 years. So there's nothing succeeds like success when you have a holy well. Edward Longshanks, Edward I of England, he camped here while he was waiting for them to finish Flint Castle for him. And that big place there, straight ahead, that's where he had his dinner. That's the refectory. Now, this is something I've wanted to do for many years, which is to process through a medieval arch like a medieval king. I've left the coast road behind me, and I'm walking down towards the water. Well, I promised you the salty tang of the sea, and here we are.